suggest anybody having money in crypto that they're not willing to lose in a sense.
Yeah.
Because it could all crash. I don't know when it's going to crash. The reason, like, it's gone up at least 400 billion in the last, 2 months. It's crazy. It was, when I got into it, Bitcoin, the whole market cap was 90 billion. Today, there's over 750 billion in the market.
Does that... What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode number 17 of the Vibes podcast. I'm your co-host, Medvin.
And I'm Ted.
And today we have a special crypto guest. His name is Argisht Davtyan. What's up, man? How you doing?
Yo, I'm good, man. How are you guys? I'm glad to be
Good.
here.
So, today we want to discuss something that's a huge trending topic, crypto,
Sure.
right?
Yes,
So,
yes, it is.
we were talking to our boy Albert, who we had on our podcast, and I'm like, hey, who do you know that knows their about crypto? Not putting pressure on you, but who can give us some light on what's going on? What the hell is it?
Who's one of the big dogs?
Nice.
So he said, I'll go. So we're like, yo, I hit up Algo. I'm like, yo, can you come on? Let's talk about it. Because no one really knows. Not that no one really knows what it is.
I don't even know what it is.
I don't either. So we had to get him on and talk about it. I see that rolling on the arm. So something's going right.
Yeah, it's blowing up.
Something's going up. All right, so why don't we just get into it? So
What is crypto, man?
Yeah.
What is cryptocurrency?
Cryptocurrency is basically basically you send transactions through the web through cryptography.
Mm-hmm.
And it can't be hacked. It can't be duplicated. Most of these coins could never be reproduced again. It already exists. For instance, Bitcoin, there'll only be 21 million Bitcoin ever. No one could produce more, and you can't undo a transaction. Once you send it, it's it. That the transaction's completed.
But here's the thing: you're saying there's 21 million Bitcoin, right? But there's so many coming out every single day. So there's 21 million of this. But if there's 2 million of this that comes out, why do I care about the fact that there's 21 million of those only?
Well, I'm just in a hypothetical. I'm just saying that it can't be produced. All these coins that come out, for instance, Ethereum, Litecoin, they all have a cap to how many coins can be produced. It's a matter of fact if the community wants to use that coin for transactions.
But going back to it, so cryptocurrency is a currency that it's earned through the web when you fulfill a transaction online. Is that, and then you receive a percentage of a Bitcoin? Yeah,
it's basically a peer-to-peer payment service. So, instance, let's say you want to send money from here to Armenia. Okay. You have to go through Western Union, pay fees, all that bullshit, because you're going through parties. You're going through third parties like the banks. But with Bitcoin, I could send Bitcoin from here to Armenia, pay no fees. The government won't know how much I sent, or why I sent that much. They won't ask questions. Behind every Bitcoin address, people's social aren't tied to it. People's names aren't tied to it. So it's just the address that you have, and people can send money there, and no one will know how much you have.
But doesn't that make it just as beneficial as it is dangerous, though?
Beneficial and dangerous. But the reason why cryptocurrencies came out was after the 2008 financial crash that happened. Because that's when it started. That's when it started. Okay. First ever Bitcoin transaction was in 2009. 2009. The guy it was in Northern California. He sent it to another Bitcoin address that was 3 blocks away from his house. That was the first ever Bitcoin transaction. That was in 2009 because everyone, middle class, lower class, got excuse me for my language,
it's all good.
And the banks and stuff, no one went to jail. They all got basically backed by the government, so they didn't really lose money, and people, middle class and lower class, got hurt the most. So people were like, we don't want the banks to deal with our money anymore. And Bitcoin came out as a peer-to-peer payment service where you don't need another party to own. And no one owns Bitcoin. There isn't a Bitcoin headquarters. Government can't send a letter and say we're shutting down Bitcoin. It's basically the price of Bitcoin is what it is, based on how much the community thinks it's worth.
Supply and demand. But here's my thing. When you talk about Bitcoin, are you talking about, because there's Bitcoin, Ethereum, blah, blah, blah. When we say Bitcoin, are we talking about crypto in general?
Yeah, I should probably rephrase that. I should just say cryptocurrencies in general. Because Bitcoin will not be the leader.
It won't?
No. Transaction, as more and more people use Bitcoin, the transaction fees get higher and higher because the network slows down. So that's why Ethereum is going to surpass it, and Ripple.
Just recently, I did a wire transfer, and my bank charged me, it was $40 or $50. When it's an international, it was something like that, $40-$50. So you're telling me now, instead of paying the bank that $40, I get it for free, but who's paying this?
That's the beautiful thing. I'm glad you asked. So basically, this is what miners come into play.
Okay.
So you send 1 Ethereum to Medvin. Medvin gets 1 Ethereum. You don't lose a fee. You don't lose a fee.
How about the transaction fee that you pay?
There is no transaction fee. You get charged a transaction fee because you're using Coinbase. You're using third parties that are making money.
So where else can I do it?
You could have cold store wallets. You could have wallets. I have different wallets on my Mac. I don't have to pay fees on transactions.
But how about that initial buy?
Initial buy, yeah. That's where you pay the fee the most. And most of the biggest one is Coinbase that you could buy with credit, debit, or bank routing number. They have their fees because they have no competition. They're the only one that does this right now. Other companies try to join, but I guess they get regulated out of it. And I know Coinbase started reporting to IRS.
Yeah.
Like your taxes and stuff.
Why is it that Coinbase is successful and these other guys aren't?
Coinbase has just been up to date, I think, and up to all the regulations since 2013. And they're just basically like very secure and very stable.
I mean, I also think one of the biggest things, the reasons it's successful is because, first of all, I was very skeptical about crypto, right? So I'm talking to Albert about it. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, he's like, go to Coinbase, create an account. Dude, I thought it was like, let's say you want to buy stocks, right? Before I just want to say, let's say you want to buy stocks, it's not that it's difficult, it's a little complicated. So it kind of turns you off. When I went to Coinbase.com, I literally
explain
created
what Coinbase is.
Account. We will, but I literally went on, I created an account, and there's 4 things to pick from. I picked Litecoin, I just pressed purchase, I put my bank account in. It was literally like an Amazon, simple. So easy.
Yes.
So that's what made it, I also think, very successful.
Yeah,
the fact that it's so easy to use.
That is for sure true. But once you get these coins, you want to transfer these coins to an exchange where you could have access to, let's say, 200 other coins that are going to be just as profitable as, let's say, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's when it gets a little complicated because whenever you do the transfer, exchange is basically a stock market 2.0.
Yeah.
And it never turns off. It's 24/7. The whole world has access to it.
So for the viewers that don't know what Coinbase is, the transfer, which Binance, for example, is one of them. Can you explain what those are and what I want, before we get into the more deeper
you want crypto for dummies?
I want crypto for dummies. What is crypto? We already explained that. And then for people that want to invest or want to get into it, what is mining, all these words that they've been hearing, all this lingo.
Before you get into that, you said we didn't, when we say we covered crypto, right? But here's the thing, is this thing in the air? Because look, if I give you $10, it's a piece of paper, right? It's backed by, let's say, gold, or it was up to some point. But at least I know what it's worth. Whenever it comes to crypto, it's like Fugazi kind of. It's in the air. What's going on, and how do I know that I can put money into it safely?
Well, yeah, it is a risky business. For example, it's a risky investment. No matter what it is. Even for me, I'll never have, let's say, 80% of all my money in crypto. It'll always be 33 into 3 different cash being one of them. I don't suggest anybody having money in crypto that they're not willing to lose, in a sense, because it could all crash. I don't know when it's going to crash. The reason, it's gone up at least 400 billion in the last 2 months. It's crazy. It was, when I got into it, Bitcoin, the whole market cap was 90 billion. Today there's over 750 billion in the market.
Does that make you happy or freaks you out?
It makes me happy, but I know that whenever it crashes, I'm going to be in the clear because I got in way earlier than a lot of other people. So whenever Bitcoin, let's say, drops to 7 Gs, I'm still going to be in the clear because I bought some around 2, for instance. I don't know if Bitcoin will never drop, I think, to 5K. But
here's the thing. Aren't you trying to grow? So by trying to grow, you're trying to buy more. So are you never gonna buy Bitcoin again?
I'll never buy Ethereum because I could mine it.
Right.
I just got some Bitcoin miners in called Antminer S9s. They're going to mine me Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin. So I'm trying to not purchase cryptocurrencies anymore.
Okay, so some people might be lost on what the hell mining is, because when I think about mining, I think about when I was a kid, I'd play RuneScape and I would mine and get to level 99. But besides that,
gold ores.
There's actually mining in real life. So I guess I'm just trying to like understand just in general crypto. So I guess it's like a peer-to-peer thing online. It's a little bit risky, but so besides that, I guess the next step would be, I mean, we did talk about Coinbase. That's where you can, for example, buy and you can trade on Binance. So what were you going to say?
The way that I see cryptocurrency is like when you go, let's say, you work at a job. Let's say I'm working at Baskin Robbins and I have a timesheet. Okay. So I have this timesheet for the amount of work that I've done. That timesheet, then I turn in and then I get money for it. Is that something similar as to like when you mine, is you're working for Baskin Robbins, and then when you transfer or you trade in and you get cash, that's you just cashing out?
It's like that. This is what basically mining is and what happens. So like I said, you send 1 Ethereum to Medvin, right? Okay. You send it to him.
How is he sending it to me, by the way?
You have a Ethereum wallet. So if you open up a Coinbase, you automatically have a Coinbase wallet, Ethereum wallet, Litecoin wallet.
All the wallets that are on Coinbase.
Yeah, if you open up an exchange like Bittrex, Binance, there's 130 coins. You have 130 wallets.
Okay, and this wallet isn't something I put in my pocket.
It's just a very long numbers and letters. It's like a long encryption. Encryption, that's what it is. That's what each wallet is.
So how do I buy sushi with that?
So if the place accepts, let's say Ethereum, you scan their QR code
on your phone.
On your phone, you could have access to your money on your phone.
So here's the thing. Let's say Ethereum's at $750 currently. Okay,
today it's at 940.
Okay, yeah. So 950. So I go to the sushi place. By the time I get there, it's 940. I'm trying to pay $20 for my sushi.
Yeah.
What's going on? Like, as it's going down in price, I'm paying so I get the most value, or what's going on with that?
Well, yeah, the price fluctuates so much because the only way to put money in crypto is if people keep putting cash and euros and Chinese yen into it. So that's why Bitcoin's been going up, because people are finding out about it and people are charging their debit card, credit card, bank accounts more money. That's how Bitcoin grows. So the way it will drop is if people start pulling all their money back out into the banks. But guys, remember when I said 2009 it started because people didn't trust the banks? So people aren't going to take their money out to put it back in the banks if this is why crypto started. That's why I don't see it dropping to a crazy amount, and this is still growing. It's going to keep growing and growing.
But to answer my question, I am right? So if I go in at 950 and it drops to, like, by the time I pay them, right, and it drops to 940, it's their loss, right? Not mine. I don't care anymore.
You pay, let's say your dinner costs 1 Ethereum at the time, because 1 Ethereum was $750.
It's an expensive dinner.
You pay, let's say you pay it and then Ethereum drops to $600. You still paid at that time $750. So that's fine. The restaurant takes the loss. But here's what these restaurants do. Whenever you pay them, they instantly have a third party that sells it for cash into their account. So they're not really taking a loss. Like Expedia, Expedia is a big one that accepts Bitcoin right now for transactions. That's what they instantly do.
But what's the fee when they transfer to cash?
I don't know. That depends on who they're dealing with, what bank.
But regardless, there is a fee. So
for
now,
Bitcoin, there's a fee.
So now that whatever they're earning is less than cash regardless, because there's a fee they're paying.
Even credit card, there's usually like a fee, 2.9%
so it's
fee.
That little, I'm assuming then.
Yeah, it's very minimal.
It has to be competitive.
But that's why if Bitcoin keeps getting used more and more by people, the fees are going to get higher. That's why Ripple will take over Bitcoin eventually, and Ethereum will, because if there's on Coinbase, if you send Ethereum, 1 Ethereum, you get charged like 10 cents because that's just the Coinbase fee. But if you do that with Bitcoin, the network itself takes like $20-$30.
And I heard Litecoin is the lowest one.
Litecoin is low. There's ones that are 0 fees, and these are the ones that are
not on
called
Coinbase.
altcoins that are not on Coinbase. No. But let me talk about mining again, so we can get through mining. So you send 1 Ethereum to him, right? There's no banks, there's no data centers to verify this transaction. What my mining does that the computer,
they call it rigs.
They call it rigs, mining rigs. They verify the transaction. They verify you have a legit account, and you have a legit account. They verify that you actually have 1 Ethereum, and they verify that he could receive that. So my miner verifies your transaction, pays you. I get a reward from the coins that aren't in circulation yet, that are being mined. So for instance, Ethereum, there's, let's say, 96 million coins, right? Mm-hmm. And right now, 80 million are in circulation. That next 15 million could only be accessed through mining. You feel me?
No.
Okay.
The way I see it is that
it's like in a bank account, the bank is getting interest, right?
The way I see it is that the government is printing another sheet from that transaction and cutting it up and giving Algo a piece, like $100 bill.
How can you cut up from transaction? How
as in they're making a brand
mining new... You're creating more Ethereum. You're putting in more Ethereum in the market, right? Yeah. So aren't you just how are you even making an Ethereum?
So this is what happens. So I'll give another example. Yeah. Let's say there's 20 million Bitcoins out right now. Okay. Actually, there's 21 million, right?
Okay.
The algorithm, the Bitcoin blockchain, is the word we should use. Blockchain is set up in a way where the last Bitcoin that will ever be mined is in year 2140.
Okay.
So right now there's 16.7 million in circulation, but 21 million available. That other 4.5 million can only be accessed to by people getting rewards for verifying existing Bitcoin orders.
So you're not creating new Bitcoin. No, you're just getting one of those 4.5 million.
You're just getting one of those 4.7 million that exist on the blockchain as a reward for helping out Bitcoin community.
So eventually that's going to run out.
Eventually it's going to run out.
2040
for Bitcoin. Ethereum is different. Litecoin is different. Every coin is different, but there's a lot of coins that you could mine. A lot of coins.
Who said that it's going to be 21 million?
The guy, his name is Satoshi Nakamoto.
So that's not a rumor? What is that?
You're saying he doesn't exist?
Yeah. Is that a conspiracy?
I've watched like a movie. It's called Banking on Bitcoin. I suggest all the viewers to watch it to learn
Banking on Bitcoin.
Banking on Bitcoin. It's on Netflix. It's pretty good. That guy, there was basically a group of like 8 people, and he's one of those 8. But like 2 or 3 of them have died. One is paralyzed from the neck down. So people don't know exactly who created this coin.
This is getting and so much sketchier.
He doesn't own like a lot of it. He owns, let's say, 5%.
But I heard he's extremely rich.
I don't know who he is. Whoever he is, I'm sure he's extremely rich. Yeah, for sure.
Very interesting. Okay, so there's 4.5. Let's just talk Bitcoin for now, right? There's 21 million. 4.5 are not in circulation, and that's why you get rewarded for that.
Yeah.
So now let's just say, hypothetically speaking, there's 10,000 miners right now of Bitcoin. There's probably a lot more, right? How many would you say there are right now?
There's I think the difficulty for Bitcoin is around 1.8 billion.
I don't know what that means.
That's like that's just like the number of people who are mining is very, very huge. That's why right now mining, you probably earn 5 to 9% Bitcoin with a S9 miner a month. But if Bitcoin
5 to 9% of one Bitcoin
a month, but if that's 20,000,
so 5%
Bitcoin's 20,000, you're earning
5 Gs.
Let's say 7% of 20,000. It's like $1,400, right?
Yeah.
So a month, though.
Your math was really off.
Yeah. Okay.
Month,
so
though.
Yeah. Okay. So and how much does it cost? Like, okay, can I just start mining tomorrow?
Yes, you can. You're gonna have to pay premiums though, because right now these miners I have, they're going for like 6 Gs each. Not the ones I make, the ones I'm buying from China. They're going for 6 Gs each. Every time the company sells them, they get sold out in 2 hours. I was lucky enough to get 2 more like 3 days ago.
So when you're saying, so it's not in the computer, it's something you buy, you put it next to your computer,
you
right?
connect it with one hardline internet connection. It doesn't need to have crazy internet, the most basic internet, as long as it connects to the network. It's done. I mean, it's very loud. But
so you can't put it in your house?
You can, but you can't put it in your room. I wouldn't suggest.
Yeah. Okay, so you just plug it in and like...
It starts mining. You put your Bitcoin wallet in the program.
So it puts it in there.
All deposits all the...
So you do nothing. You do nothing.
You do absolutely...
You just plug in something and then...
Power.
Interesting. Okay, so the pros are it makes you money, like not money, but it gives you like let's say you have Ethereum mine. What is it called? A mine?
Ethereum miner, yeah.
Okay, so then it gives you Ethereum. Every month it gives you a certain amount of Ethereum.
Yeah, but I get paid my miners are set up that I get paid every day. Non-stop.
Okay, got it. So the difference, I guess, with these mines is you can have Ethereum miner, you can have Bitcoin miner, right? Bitcoin, obviously, since it's like $20,000, you get 5% of it versus Ethereum, where it's only like $950, so you get maybe one Ethereum a month.
1.5 plus, yeah. When I started, I was getting like 2.3 a month, but what happened was I mined around when Ethereum was 290. As more people saw the opportunity to mine, the difficulty shot up. So now instead of making 2.2 a month, I'm making 1.6 a month.
How low can this go? 0.1?
It could go 0.1, but if Ethereum's at 10 Gs,
you're still good.
0.1 is like what, 10% a month of that. I mean, you're still fine.
So how many mines do you have right now? Miners do you have right now?
Rigs.
I have like around 8 full Ethereum rigs and 5 ant miners.
Ant miners for Bitcoin.
Ant miners are for Bitcoin and Litecoin, but the ones I have.
Okay, so we're thinking 8 Ethereum. Each one does 1.5. So let's say 15 Asenk, right? Estimate 15 a month. You just plug it in and money just comes in.
And I don't do nothing. Yeah, my IT guy. Shout out to Nick. He's a cool homie. He's helped me along the way. He's set up a lot of my mines, and I've got to the point where I started building these rigs for clients like Albo. I have other clients who pay a good amount to just set up a rig for them because they don't know how to. They don't know what parts to buy. It's basically a fresh computer you have to build from scratch.
Yeah.
So there's more to than just plugging and playing.
The ant miners are plug in and play. The ones I make for Ethereum mining, Zcash mining, those ones, you need the parts and the setup.
And what made you get into all this? Like who told you?
One of my friends, his name was Maher. Months ago, he told me about crypto. This was when Ripple was like 7 cents.
Months ago,
around June.
Okay.
Around June, I'm like, okay, let me get into crypto. I started buying some.
What'd you buy?
I bought Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum.
What were the prices that you bought them at?
The price of Bitcoin was around 2,200.
Now it's at 20,000. If you guys don't know,
now it's 16K.
16.
Right,
I'm sorry,
but it hit 19,500 something. And there was Litecoin was like $40 when I was buying it.
And now
Ethereum
like
was
7.
260.
Litecoin is 230.
I bought them. I started day trading, buying coins, selling them. I would make a little bit of profit. I realized that mining is the real way to make money because you don't really need to do anything.
Yeah. It's just an
upfront
upfront
plug and play. It's just the upfront cost. But these mining rigs I charge a fat amount now because you could put the shit on Craigslist. Let's say you invest 5Gs for one. You put on Craigslist for 8K. Instantly, someone will buy it off you
because you already set it up for them.
Because it's already done. All you need to put is in their input is their wallet.
So do you do that too? Also as like a side?
People have asked to buy my rigs. I tried to sell. I didn't try. I offered some guy one of them for 9K. I offered so high because I really didn't want to sell it.
Yeah.
But if you were to take it for 9K,
you would just do it.
I wouldn't care because it's already made way more.
It's like the house you live in. If someone says 1.5 million, you'll still do it.
So it's like you spend, let's say, if that guy were to $9,000 into a rig that mines Ethereum. Every month, and Ethereum's at about $950 now. Every month, it's going to bring him 1.5 Ethereum. That's about like $1,500 almost.
$1,500.
$1,500 a month. For 9,000, this guy's going to... I mean, if we're talking about ROI here, that's return on investment. That's a great investment.
But that's now, though, right?
Yeah.
That's now. Let's say even if it were to shoot down to go to 500, you'll make your money back, but just like later. Yeah, if it goes up even higher,
that's
better.
What a $9,000 rig. I was making rigs for like 4,800. I've paid off, 3 months right after from the day I turned off. 3 months after it was completely paid off. So the return on investment is crazy. That's why I'm invested in it and I keep building and I'm expanding to a warehouse. I'm starting to host for people. So
what does that mean?
Let's say you want to get into mining. You don't have a place.
Yeah.
I have the place. You bring your equipment. It's a flat fee, but I pay for the electricity, the cooling cost, maintenance.
So that's another thing. Electricity.
Yeah, so residential units in Glendale, don't mind. You'll still make profit because Ethereum is so high or Bitcoin is so high, but Tahunga commercial units are extremely cheap. My electricity is like 8% of my profits.
How about like Glendale residential?
It's like 20 cents plus probably a kilowatt here. I'm paying like 7
It's about 17, I think, something like that.
Okay.
I'm paying around 7 cents. It's crazy. I didn't even know that until the bill came. It was so cheap. I tripped out and expanded more.
Okay, I'll go. I have a commercial building in Tonga. Mm-hmm. I want to start cryptocurrency and making money.
Okay.
What do I do?
Okay, you gotta hit me up. I'll send you it's an email list of all the parts you buy, all the parts you can buy.
Would you be willing to send it over to anyone that is interested?
Anyone who's interested, yeah, feel free, because that's what I'm starting to do too.
Okay, we'll leave your email, right?
Yeah,
or your like social media, whatever.
CryptoUncleDave@gmail.com. I'll leave it out here.
Okay, but go on, yeah. So I get the list of parts.
Yeah, you get the list of parts. You buy those parts. It's hard to buy those parts. When I started these cards, these called graphic cards. That's what most important part for the Ethereum mining. You buy these graphic cards. I was buying them for $310 and 5 of them at a time. Now these people were selling it to me at 5 at a time for $310. Now they're selling it for $341 at a time. So they realize that they can make more money by shipping costs and more money sales costs, this and that.
And this isn't a graphics card you go to Best Buy and buy or Amazon.
You could go to Fry's. They're sold out. My clients have sold out all of these SoCal units.
I think it's better to hit up Algo and let him handle it.
It's hard. I'm looking for them too. I can't find these cards.
So, okay, they hit you up. They get the rig.
They get all the parts. We have a...
Who sets it up? You guys set it up?
And my IT guy, yeah.
Okay, so you guys set it up.
You have a warehouse right now.
Yeah. I have an office, but the warehouse is coming soon.
Got it.
So
I looked at some places.
Ideally speaking, this person literally just has to pay your fees, and you have the warehouse, you have everything, you just set up. They give you their wallet and encryption, whatever it is. They don't have to do anything.
They don't. They could come anytime they want to check up on their rig. If they want to come look at a machine that's running.
It makes a lot of noise.
Here's my question to you. If it is profitable, and it looks like it is profitable, why don't you go balls out, get like a $500,000 loan, $100,000 loan, and just go all in?
Because $100,000 loan or $500,000 loan will mean that I have way more into crypto than I feel comfortable with. If it goes to shit, I don't want to be like fucking $250,000 loan on me. Why would I? So I'm just growing and building, safely. Taking profits, putting profits back in, building.
Got it. Yeah. Smart way to do it.
In business terms, it looks like it's a high risk, high reward kind of thing. So similar to kind of stocks, but even stocks is like you never know. But the
thing about stocks stocks is kind of too regulated and too controlled. I never bought any stocks because I don't know, like it's too like controlled. It's like a window between like what 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. that you could buy and sell. Like it's just a New York Stock Exchange. This shit is connected to the whole world 24/7. I could buy and sell any coin
whenever you want,
and it's not like people could just wake up and be like, you know what, today I'm gonna price my stock at $200. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So if it's right now, it's plug and play for you. What's your day to day? What do you do?
Day to day, I'm in contacts with clients, building more rigs.
Just expanding,
looking at new places. I don't have too much time to do anything else.
But can you go on vacation for like a week and still be okay?
Like Christmas and New Year's I was in Vegas. Mm-hmm. I could check how my miners are doing from my phone. I could check everything through my laptop. I don't need to be by my miners. If there's a problem, my IT guy will fix it. But
so if the internet goes down, what happens there?
Here's the thing: I've contacted Spectrum. I have hardline connection that they guarantee to all my rigs. Internet does not go down at my office.
Nice. Okay, that's very good to know.
Stable, very stable. Yeah, if it's a Wi-Fi extender, you have issues, but mine are just nice hard modems.
Okay, I have a question that it's a risky question, but if I want to make $1 million with crypto in the next 3 months, okay, hardcore risky. what would you, if you wanted to do it, which one would you invest in?
What coins?
Yeah.
That's tough. Take this info with a grain of salt, but I would probably put it into XRP.
What's XRP?
XRP is called Ripple. Ripple is backed by a lot of banks, but it's already owned. People can't mine Ripple. It's 100 billion coins that are going to be in circulation by the owners who own the coin. They're going to slowly basically put them out into existence. But there's like 60 billion in existence right now.
Why is it that Ripple is backed by the government?
Because I don't know how, I don't know why, but Ripple has been in talks with regulations and SEC and all these governments. They have huge data centers in all over the world, including India, China. I don't know why it's backed by banks, but it's basically the cryptocurrency that is actually like owned by banks and owned by people who actually have a lot of money.
Okay.
And a lot of people trust it because it's centralized. 90% of these cryptocurrencies is decentralized, right? Meaning it's not owned by anyone, like Bitcoin. But on the other hand, Ripple is owned by banks and people. So a lot of people like that. It's like credible joke. Ripple can't really... I haven't seen Ripple dip ever since it came out. Like I have not.
But it's funny we talk about it. We say crypto is different than like stocks and stuff because it's not backed by the government. But then here you have Ripple that's succeeding because it's backed by the government. So I feel like it goes back to the fact that people try to say they don't want the government to control, but they feel way more secure when it does.
They feel comfortable.
Yeah, I personally dislike Ripple a lot in the sense of the whole cryptocurrency world. However, I'm very heavily invested in it because I know it's gonna go up because it's so
it's backed by the
because of people's behaviors. You know, that
I wouldn't really like use Ripple for daily transactions right now, but people are going to, and it's gonna be back to this whole centralized, owned by banks, which
it's like a trusted,
really like, but it's gonna happen.
It's a trusted currency.
When you started a couple months, June 6, 7, 8 months ago, what was Ripple at?
6 cents.
And what is it now?
I think today it hit an all-time high at $3.48.
So
Ripple has grown 41,000% since last year this time.
So I don't know if people are thinking of it as like a $3 profit, but imagine, what would you say, 5 cents?
6 cents.
6 cents. Imagine you bought, let's say, 10,000 of those.
Well, I mean, was that $60? $600?
Yeah, if you bought 10,000, it'll be $600 bucks.
$600 right now, you'd be sitting on 30K.
40K.
40,000. Right? And if you did, let's say, $50,000, $100,000, you could easily be a millionaire by now. And I feel like a lot of people have done that, right? I've seen people on YouTube, like millionaires, 17-year-old millionaires, because they did that, right?
Yes, it happens a lot. And here's what's happening. It's getting adopted right now. I think less than 2% of this whole world owns crypto. When that number's at 10%, that's when like Bitcoin might burst. When Bitcoin's at, let's say, 150,000, that's when it's a bubble. That's when will go down. Whenever there's $4 or $5 trillion in the market cap, that's when I'll pull out and say, I made whatever. I'll just get real assets like real estate and just.
So it's still not too late to get into crypto.
So it's not too late, no.
So even at 14,000, I think what it's at right now, would you recommend me to invest in Bitcoin?
I would recommend you buying Bitcoin, but this is what you got to think about. For you to double your money, Bitcoin has to go from 14,000 to 28,000, right? Mm-hmm. But if you buy Bitcoin, transfer it over, let's say, to an exchange and buy Ripple.
But why wouldn't I buy Litecoin so that I don't pay the high fees?
Yeah, you could buy Ethereum even, whichever one you wanted.
But basically, what I guess I want to say to the viewers, so whichever one you buy, it's not all equals the same when it comes to transferring, right? Because if I buy Litecoin, the transfer fees are way less than buying Bitcoin, correct?
Yes.
So you would recommend, let's just say if I want to buy Ripple, to buy, let's say, Litecoin on Coinbase, and then go to...
The only thing is with Litecoin, Bitcoin and Ethereum have markets that exist on these exchanges. Like you can't buy Ripple with Litecoin. You could buy Ripple with Ethereum and Bitcoin. You could send your Litecoin to an exchange, sell it to Ethereum, buy Ripple using Ethereum, for instance.
Got it.
But for instance, for you to double your money on Bitcoin, it would mean for Bitcoin to go to 28,000. You could send it over, buy Ripple for 3. When Ripple hits 10, before Bitcoin hits obviously 28,000, you already tripled your money.
Yeah.
You feel me? So what's happening is altcoins, alternative coins are popping up left and right. Right now, Bitcoin's dominance of the whole market is like 37%. That's the all-time low. Okay, Bitcoin owned 90% of the market this time last year.
But because of the altcoins,
because of
people are putting their money.
Wait, what's an altcoin?
Altcoin is just other cryptocurrencies, alternative coins.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Because they're transferring out to those the market
Bitcoin,
share.
Yeah, people are buying a lot of coins using Bitcoin because they understand there's more ways to make money than just Bitcoin. There's real coins who have real applications today, like Neo, like Ethereum, like all these other coins who actually have real life people behind it. Like Tron, it's backed by the guy who has Alibaba, who's invested in it, and
Jack Ma,
and this other guy is named something Sun. He was on the Forbes 30 for 30 for Asia, and he's the founder of the coin. And it was 3 cents, let's say, 10 days ago. Today, it broke 30 cents. So that's 10 times your money from 3 days ago.
Yeah.
But if you invest in Bitcoin today, you're not going to 10 times your money until Bitcoin goes to 140,000.
Yeah.
That's what's going on right now.
Real estate is like, what, 7% a year? if that, stocks. And then you look at something like this, man, this is crazy.
Ripple grew 41,000%.
That's crazy.
Nothing else has ever done that, I feel like.
Yeah, because... and I went to like a few blockchain summits where people talk about the blockchain. People aren't talking about Bitcoin as much as they're talking about blockchain technology.
What's blockchain technology?
Is basically the blockchain technology is what Bitcoin's whole foundation is on. It's on the blockchain network. The blockchain network is the whole verifying of everything, the whole getting things from A to Z without going through middlemen. And a lot of industries are gonna use this blockchain technology to make everything faster. Like there isn't gonna be any lost money or lost time getting, like, let's say soy from China to soy to United States, from the farmer to the actual in the restaurant, you know? All that time is gonna be very fast at a rapid pace where, yeah, we sell this grain in the US for $1 and these guys make it for 1 cent. But now these guys are gonna make it for, let's say, 25 cents, and we're still going to sell it for $1, and everyone's still going to be profitable.
Yeah. So we're helping it. Okay.
Yeah, that's what blockchain will do.
I have 2 questions. One is, would you recommend people to, let's say if they are mining, to immediately sell that into actual cash or to reinvest some? I mean, what do you...
I would hodl. It's called, people say HODL because there was a drunk guy one time. He was like, Bitcoin had gone up. He's like, guys, hodl. Instead of
hold on.
Instead of hold, he was saying hodl. So that's what I would just hold the coin. It's paid off. When I was mining at 300, I wouldn't sell it. And now it's 950, for instance.
Yeah.
So I'm hodling. However, when I do cash out, it's going to be one big cash out. I don't know, a lot of money at one time. I will eventually cash out because you're going to need real life assets no matter what.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And what are the fees you're going to pay for that?
Fees? Well, here's the thing, guys. I could send you Bitcoin right now. So I could send you $100,000 worth of Bitcoin right now. You give me $100,000 cash.
Yeah.
There's no fees on that.
Yeah.
The fees, I don't have to report taxes on that because it's a wallet-to-wallet transaction. No one in the world will know what I did. That's the beauty of it. Like, people really don't have to pay too much taxes on it. Last year, only 800 people reported taxes on crypto gains. Yeah. And Coinbase has over 500,000 accounts.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. But hey, people are realizing that you don't need the government for everything anymore.
Yeah.
And cryptocurrencies.
Wow.
So
it's kind of a scary thing.
Very scary.
What are your top 5?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna mine. I'm just being real. I'm not gonna do it. I'm like, it's not my thing. Okay. But I'm willing to invest, and I'm sure our viewers, some of them are willing to invest. Everyone's heard it, unless like you're like literally living.
We heard what to do if you want to mine. If you want to mine, you hit up Uncle Dave.
But if you don't want to
mine,
mine,
Uncle Dave, hit up Bitmain. They sell those amp miners. They get sold out quick. Hit them up. Hit up the website, see if they have any listings right now and buy them.
Okay.
But if you're not mining and you have some money, some disposable income that you want to invest, what are the top 5?
I don't know about crypto, but all I know is I heard about it. So randomly, I just panic bought a couple days ago Litecoin. But I didn't buy enough where I gave like a if it lost, right? So what are a couple of the like top 5 you would say to buy right now?
Okay, well, first, before I say the top 5, always invest in money that you're willing to lose.
Disposable. Yeah.
You don't want you don't want to invest in something, it drops, panic sell, and you lose, like, let's say you buy in 5,000, you panic sell at 3, you just lost 2 G's by not holding because you panic, but
and you need the money now.
In a few days it's gonna go back up to like 15,000.
Yeah.
So I would always invest in money I'm willing to lose.
Yeah.
Top 5 coins. Well, I'm into these coins. I'm into one called Request Network.
What? That's a coin?
Yeah, it's on Binance. It's called REQ for the little term.
Why do you have that one?
Why do I have it? Because I've heard a lot of good stuff on it on Reddit. The crypto community on Reddit has over 500,000 subscribers. There's so much new information every day about these coins, and these guys call out these coins like crazy. Like they say Ripple's gonna blow, 3 days later it blows.
But would you agree that there's probably 1,000 coins that they called out, but the one that did blow, they put more recognition on that post?
They do, but Reddit, if you guys don't know Reddit's community is made in a way where you post something, it could easily get out of there, downvoted, you know? But if something is posted new, has a bunch of upvotes, has a lot of people commenting saying the same thing as the original poster, that's a good sign of a coin to get in. Rec was one of them. I got in around 15 cents. I think it hit like 85 today. So Rec is good. Long-term Ripple for sure.
Rec. So what was the first one?
Request Network is.
That's called Rec. Okay.
Ripple is called XRP.
Okay.
Sia coin is called SC. I'll definitely get into. Yeah, it's around 3 cents. It actually went up 40% since last night, but it's at 3 cents.
From 2 cents to 3 cents.
Yeah. But still, bro, if you have like
100,000, you have to look at how much money you're putting.
Yeah. What else would I invest in? Cardona, it's backed by like 45 scientists. I had 5,000 of those at 1 cent.
Wow.
I sold around 3
cents?
3 cents, and today is $1.24.
Oh my god.
And this coin came out like 2.5 months ago.
I heard that Cardona
that's just
is...
Bro, that's scary.
The way I heard was that Cardona is going to take over Ethereum because Cardona has all the pros that Ethereum was lacking.
I mean, Bitcoin is gonna, I maybe, but Ethereum is such a top god. You guys have to understand, Ethereum is different than Bitcoin because Ethereum isn't just a peer-to-peer payments method. Ethereum is a platform, and new coins could expand from Ethereum's blockchain. There's a lot of coins that are on Ethereum's blockchain.
Cardona can't do that?
Cardona's too small for that, in my opinion.
What's it at right now?
I think $1.30 or so. It's like top 15 in the market cap. But like, there is no real working project out right now for them. They're backed by 14 governments, 14 scientists. I don't know why it's blowing up so much, but they don't have any working product that people are using today.
Okay, how about Litecoin? And I'm interested because that's the only thing I have.
Litecoin, I'm on the edge. Like the Litecoin CEO, Charlie Light, he sold all his Litecoins like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
It's kind of sketchy.
It's kind of sketchy. When I heard that, I'm like, okay, I guess this guy can't really control the market anymore because he doesn't have any of the coins. But the coin has been dropping since a little bit. I had bought in like 15 of them at like $40. I sold around 300, but I haven't bought back in yet. I don't know if I will. It's something where it's so high in price that for it to triple your money, it would go to $1,000, and there's all these altcoins that will for sure do that before Litecoin does that. Dude, but Litecoin still could hit $1,000.
So I bought Litecoin because I wanted to transfer that to Ripple. So I couldn't just buy. I knew I had to buy Ripple like a couple days ago. Everyone was telling me buy Ripple, but I couldn't buy it. I had to buy something first and then transfer to Binance, right? But I had this 8-day lock that you have to wait for it to come into your... how's that work?
Oh, so you bought Litecoin using your bank account?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Because the credit card is only $300 limit.
Yeah, well, I suggest you guys max out those $300 limits so they'll raise it. Like mine's up to $4,000 instant.
On credit card?
Yeah.
But also there's credit card fees, no?
Yeah, it's like a 3% fee.
Okay, but I mean, it's worth it for the Ripple.
It's worth it, yeah. Here's the thing. that you're gonna get that amount in 10 days because you did a wire transfer through your bank. Coinbase has to verify a bunch of shit. This is why if you like didn't have to do it through your bank, this is why the whole banking takes 7 to 10 days, right? This is what Bitcoin's getting rid of. Like you could do it instantly if you want to buy or sell anything. So if
I use my credit card, I can get it instantly.
Use a
but
credit
right
card.
now, if you just create it, it's $300. Yours is different, but for
$300 on the
$300, you do it. Let's say 2-3 times, they'll raise it to 1,000. You do that once, they'll raise it to 1,500. You update some information about yourself, 3 Gs.
So okay, going back, you said REC, XRP, CI, Cardano, ADA.
Cardona.
What's the fifth?
Have you heard about Zion or something? What's it called?
Z
or Verge or
Verge I have bought and sold already.
Let me see.
Verge, the only reason why it's pumping so much is because it's the same algorithm as the Litecoin miners, so people are mining Verge instead of
Litecoin.
Okay, how about so you said Cardano? Did you say Cardano?
Yeah.
Okay, Litecoin, Neo, you said it.
Mm-hmm.
Tron, did you say Tron?
Tron, yes. Tron is backed by that Alibaba guy, and he's backed by this guy that was on Asia's Forbes 30 under 30 list.
Okay, and then how about Verge?
Verge, I don't know about Verge right now. It already pumped, I think. It keeps pumping and dumping, pumping and dumping. It keeps going to like 21, dropping to 15, going to 21, dropping to 15. It's kind of risky. I would put it in
the way I honestly see it is the ones that people are buying are the ones that people feel that it's backed by the government, backed by successful people like the Alibaba, Jack Ma.
You want to feel safe, man.
Yeah, 90% of these cryptocurrencies are fugazi.
Yeah, it's just like a market.
Pump and dump. Exactly.
It's market.
There's only going to be a handful that are going to be used.
Let's say right now, let's say our channel gets 5 million views a video, let's say, and you just named these top 5. I guarantee you those top 5 the prices would go up the next day. Because people from that 5 million will watch it.
Yeah, if they think I'm like a crypto god and they believe me, it definitely will.
Where do we get our education from? Either it's watching YouTube videos, Reddit, or Google. Because people pumped it out. They have this influence on people. Like Jack Ma said, hey, go buy...
but that's how everything is. Stocks is, real estate, everything is like
I'm saying what it comes down to here is just market demand and market like...
Bro, but that even currency, cash is... that like when you look at foreign currency versus American currency, the reason it moves is because how people use it, right?
Well, so I mean, sure, it's even in real estate. If someone says, "Hey, yo, go move into Tonga, Glendale, Burbank," they move in and then the price goes up.
Because there's no way a Glendale house is actually worth $1 million when in the Midwest it's worth $200,000. It's only because people said, "Yo, LA is the place to live." Bitcoin is the Bitcoin to buy.
So it's important. I feel like to do research and see what people are saying.
Sure, you gotta do a lot of your own research. Find out the development teams that are behind these coins. Like I wouldn't just throw my money into any coin without understanding what it does and what it's gonna provide, and if it has a solid coin idea. Most of these coins, they're crowdfunding sources.
Yeah,
like they release pre-ICOs. ICO stands for initial coin offering. Like when Tron released their initial coin offering, I was trying to buy it. It was 20% of a penny. I was trying to buy, let's say, 2 Ethereum worth.
Wow.
It got sold out in like 2 seconds. I didn't have access to the pre-ICO, but look at it today, and it was basically hey, fund us so we could, we can build Tron. And they got so much funding, like $30-40 million in one day that they're like, we're able to fund our program.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are most of the coins available on Binance?
Yes. Bittrex, yes. Recently, Bittrex stopped accepting new users.
Yeah, I tried signing up. It said...
there's like a few things you have to fidget around with it, and I think you'll be able to do it.
But Binance is fine too,
Binance is fine, yeah.
But the thing is, on Binance, you can't buy. You can only trade.
Yeah. You could buy those coins. Oh, you can't buy using debit or credit on Bittrex either.
You have to bring some other coin and then... But Bittrex and Coinbase, you can actually put in your credit card and buy.
Not Bittrex.
No?
Bittrex.
Oh, it's like Binance.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to buy some cryptocurrency today. From my education. I'm going to open up a Coinbase account, a wallet. I'm going to buy $300 worth of Ethereum. And then I'm going to use Binance to transfer it over to Ripple. So now I'm gonna have $300 worth of Ripple from my credit card immediately today.
Which is like probably like 100 Ripple right now.
It's about 100 Ripple. But eventually, if that, let's say, goes to
$10, that's $1,000 worth.
Yeah.
Bro, that doesn't excite me, man. Like, I look at these guys, these 18-year-olds that made $1 million. I'm like, I want that. I don't want $1,000 in 1 month.
Ripple is a safe one.
Ripple is a safe one.
You got to do like the pennies.
Yeah.
It's like penny stocks.
See a coin that I mentioned? There's only $32 million in there, which is very small market cap.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Ripple has over $100 billion in it.
Yeah.
But for instance, this coin called SIA only has 32 billion.
Okay. I'll put 150 in Ripple. 150. I'll scatter around like these other smaller penny stocks.
Yeah.
And then just see what happens.
Exactly.
And then Did you say 150 million?
$150. 150 on Ripple. 150 just to be safe. 150 on these other penny stocks and see what happens. It's $300 I'm willing to lose if I lose it. Yeah, exactly. I go to a casino and I gamble. It's a gamble.
Exactly. See a coin, I heard it's going to blow up. Right now, it's like I said, 32 million is very small. It could for sure be at least $500 million by March.
Okay, yeah. I'm buying Ripple, SIA.
That's like 30 times
Ripple,
your investment. Today's 2 cents. It could be 60 cents in March. $1,000 today will be 60,000.
But you're not pulling out your wallet and buying these, huh? You're using your mined coins to buy these?
I actually don't try to touch my mining at all.
So usually, how do you buy?
I have gone through Coinbase a good amount of times, but I've also made a lot of gains that I just, let's say I sell one of the things I made money on.
Yeah.
I get a Bitcoin and I just dump it into another coin.
Okay.
So it's an endless cycle. With crypto coins, you need to monitor it every day, kind of. These coins could go, like, China wakes up around like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., they go crazy. Like, they affect the market crazy by dumping coins, buying coins. So you kind of have to be up to date with all that.
Okay. And then eventually, hopefully, start mining that Ethereum. So then you're not really putting your own money into it. It's
if you want to think about mining, this is how I think about mining. Right now, I'm basically paying $120 with all my costs to mine 1 Ethereum. But that Ethereum I'm mining costs $850. That's how I think about it. That's what the mining costs and all that stuff. Yeah. That's what it comes out to.
Forgetting about the initial investment, because you can
including initial investment, it costs me
it's about
$110 to produce 1 Ethereum, and I could sell it for so much more.
Yeah, but the $6,000 or however much it takes to make that rig, that's at the end of the day, it's like an asset that you can potentially sell. So you shouldn't really
can you
recognize that as.
You could have like a Fry's credit card, I'm sure. Finance it through me? No.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, maybe in the future. I don't know.
Become a bank.
Yeah, I'll go become a crypto bank.
I mean, I feel like all my questions are answered. I feel like I'm way more.
And if you guys have any other questions, we'll have them commented on the on channel, and then
down for that.
You can look at it. Or if you guys have any questions, you want to plug your Instagram.
I'll put my Instagram.
We'll put it all in the link, and then we'll put we'll put all the links that whatever you say.
Whatever you want us to put later in, we'll put whether it's the warehouse, what they need to do if they want to mine, and if they have any questions, they can email you.
Yeah, for sure.
Any advice, whatever it is, your IT guy.
So hopefully you guys learned a thing or two about crypto.
I sure as hell did that. I'm kind of excited. I want to go home and invest right now.
So with that said, guys. That's it from the vibes, guys.
And Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Sharing your knowledge.
And from us.
Peace, you guys.
See you guys.